The global information environment leveraged by a communist regime. A House panel today examines the Chinese Communist Party's malign influence at the United Nations. NTD's Sam Wong has the story.
From COVID origin to human rights abuses, the House Foreign Affairs Committee on Wednesday zoomed in on Communist China's malign influence in the United Nations.
Even though China's financial contributions to the UN remain comparatively small, the CCP has become adept at manipulating the UN system for its own advantage.
What was once a defensive, snapping turtle posture has been replaced with Xi Jinping's wolf warrior foreign policy.
At a House hearing on Wednesday, Congressman Chris Smith said China's human rights abuses often get swept under the rug due to the regime's coercive tactics at the United Nations, and the victims include Uyghurs, Christians, and Falun Gong practitioners.
The repression of religious freedom, the pervasive use of torture, and they are doing a full-court press at the United Nations to cover it up, as they did with the Universal Periodic Review.
Another topic at this hearing, the origin of COVID-19. At the beginning of the pandemic, Beijing authorities silenced whistleblowers and left open both domestic and international travel. By the time the regime started to acknowledge the outbreak, cases had already begun to pop up around the world.
The WHO's communications and actions were influenced by political considerations rather than grounded in public health and the need for impartial dissemination of information.
In 2021, the World Health Organization said it was very unlikely that the COVID-19 virus came from a lab, but the agency later rebuked China for hiding data linked to the virus's origin. The WHO was accused of regurgitating Beijing's talking points, most notably one-sided sources from Chinese authorities, saying there was no evidence of human-to-human transmission.
There has been no other kind of recent infectious disease that has come out in the last several decades that over so many years we've been unable to trace.
I think it's pretty clear that it came out of a lab. I think it was a military operation.
Lawmakers said the U.S. must shore up relations with democratic allies to counter the CCP's repression, both at home and abroad. Reporting from Capitol Hill, Sam Wong, NTD News.